Imagine living in a town where your neighbor might be in a different country. Welcome to Barl-Hertog and Barl-Nassau. Here, the border between Belgium and the Netherlands doesn't just run along the outskirts of these towns. Oh no, it zigzags its way through coffee shops, houses, and even offices. This intriguing situation is a result of numerous medieval treaties, agreements, land swaps, and sales between the Lords of Breda and the Dukes of Brabant. It's not just a quirky geographical oddity, but a living, breathing complexity that locals navigate daily. Imagine having to remember different tax regulations, emergency services, and even public holidays depending on which side of the border you're on. It's a life that's both ordinary and extraordinary, a dance between two nations, two sets of rules. In this chessboard of territories, life is certainly not as straightforward as elsewhere. Next, we move to the enclaves along the India-Bangladesh border. This border region is a veritable maze of enclaves or chunks of one country's territory entirely surrounded by the other. This geographical jigsaw puzzle is a legacy of treaties dating back to the British colonial era. The people living in these enclaves grapple with a host of unique challenges. The question of nationality is a prominent one. Many residents have lived their entire lives in an enclave within a country they can't legally call their own. This situation raises a myriad of issues, including access to basic services like healthcare and education. Law enforcement is another convoluted area. With jurisdictional complexities, it's often unclear which country's laws apply in these enclaves, leading to a lack of effective policing. Living here, one's nationality might be as complex as the enclaves themselves. Now let's explore Bir Tawil, a land claimed by none. This tract of land, nestled between Egypt and Sudan, is a geopolitical anomaly. It's a desolate region, largely untouched due to its ambiguous status. Here is a place where the concept of borders takes a peculiar turn. Bir Tawil's lack of clear borders has fostered a unique situation. Unlike the typical border disputes that arise from claims of ownership, this territory remains unclaimed. Why, you ask? The answer lies in the conflicting maps drawn during the British rule of Egypt and Sudan. Each country insists on the map that grants it more land, leaving Bir Tawil in a territorial limbo. This has resulted in minimal development, as neither nation is willing to invest in a land that it does not officially claim. Despite its harsh desert conditions, Bir Tawil's odd status has kept it free from conflicts. In Bir Tawil, the lack of border disputes is ironically due to its disputed status. Borders can also be flashpoints of conflict and division, as we will see next. The Durand Line, a remnant of British colonial rule, separates Pakistan and Afghanistan. This border, drawn without regard for the region's ethnic Pashtun communities, is a source of ongoing tensions and conflict. Moving east, we find the region of Kashmir, a bone of contention between India and Pakistan, with China also staking a claim. This tripartite struggle has turned Kashmir into a geopolitical hotbed, with occasional flare-ups threatening regional stability. In the Mediterranean, we encounter the Green Line of Cyprus, a tangible symbol of the island's division into Greek and Turkish territories. Decades of discord have left their mark here, and despite ongoing efforts, the communities remain divided. Farther east, the Korean peninsula is bisected by the Demilitarized Zone, a heavily fortified border separating North and South Korea. Despite its name, the DMZ is one of the most militarized areas on the planet, a constant reminder of the lingering tensions from the Korean War. Finally, we turn our attention to the Middle East, where the borders between Israel and Palestine are among the world's most contentious. Disputes over land, settlements, and security have sparked decades of conflict, with no resolution in sight. These borders remind us that lines on a map can mean a world of difference in the real world. They are not just geographical demarcations but symbols of histories, cultures, and geopolitical tensions. They remind us that the legacy of colonial rule, ethnic divides, and territorial disputes continue to shape the world today. In some cases, these borders have become sites of humanitarian crises, while in others, they are the grounds for diplomatic standoffs. Yet, they all underscore the same stark truth: that borders, while often invisible, can have profound and lasting impacts on the lives of those living along them. As we delve deeper into these unusual borders, we gain a greater understanding of the world's complexities and conflicts, and with that understanding comes the hope for peaceful resolutions and a more unified world. As we've explored, borders are more than mere lines on a map. They're mosaics of history, culture, and conflict. From the zigzagging enclaves of Belgium and the Netherlands to the unclaimed Bir Tawil between Egypt and Sudan, each unusual border tells a unique story. They highlight challenges faced by residents in India-Bangladesh enclaves, tensions along the Duran Line, the division of Cyprus, and the volatile DMZ in Korea. In the end, these unusual borders are symbols of our complex histories, cultural divides, and geopolitical tensions. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.